It's a city where anything can happen, so what could go wrong or right as I hit up LA Unscripted. Hardcore punk, hip-hop, jazz, and heavy metal, and from pop to rap, music has always been instrumental in California culture. Hi everyone, I'm Dana Devin, and I am a music lover too, and no matter what you listen to, music makes us all feel better. So now I dare you to send a serenade to someone who needs it.
I played viola. With COVID happened, I started doing what I call serenades. Personal serenades at a safe distance, where I go to people's front lawns, or backyard, or whatever it is, like any occasion, if it's for a birthday or anniversary, and just play a personal little mini concert.
You've played everywhere, including, I think, the Italian embassy, is that right?
Yeah, I played there pretty much all over the world playing music for people.
How did you get the idea to do this?
I had a client reach out to me and say, hey, can you come play outside my boss's window for her birthday? That was probably like a week after lockdown.
Is that Daniel?
I've done so many anniversaries and birthdays since the pandemic hit. People really need music more than ever right now. It's been so special for people to enjoy that throughout the pandemic. I have a lot of people that have lost loved ones. I'll send my list of songs, and the loved one or family will pick out songs that mean something to the person I've serenaded. And really, I mean, almost every time people cry.
I see your viola there behind you. Do you think you could play a little bit for us? Can we hear some? So much, bravo!
Thank you so much.
This year, for an event, you and I are gonna do this for my husband. I'm so excited.
Isn't he amazing? And by the way, if you know someone who needs a Daniel Morris serenade, DM us. You never know, maybe we can help a fella out. All right, know what else helps to soothe the soul? The ocean. And in this LA Revealed, a local surfer finds a way to ride the waves without harming the environment.
I grew up as an environmentalist. I didn't really realize it until I started this company, how much I was committed to the environment. It's pretty much a constant reminder and wake up that we as humans need to do better. Looking at my own industry, I knew right away how toxic boards were and what a massive footprint they were creating in terms of trash. And so I wanted to make them as environmentally friendly as possible and do what I could. I actually made the switch firstly from a performance standpoint. My boards are stronger, they didn't break anymore. At the first iteration, my first thing, I was like, well, my customers would be stoked because their boards are stronger and it's eco-friendly. If I'm making a product that says eco and environmentally friendly on it, and it's creating more trash that could potentially end up in the landfill or in the ocean, I have to put a stop to it. So that's where the whole zero manufacturing waste was always an end goal for me.
Kevin Wilden, I'm the co-founder of Sustainable Surf. We're a nonprofit based in California. We help the surf industry around the world figure out ways to make a more sustainable product and help protect and restore ocean health. The majority of surfboards made in California, all that waste just goes to the landfill. And Ryan figured out a way to actually reduce the waste.
This is the living earth systems, and see this right here? See those holes? See this? This is styrofoam. And those holes are literally made, that little guy that just got out, that's a superworm. So it's a specific type of mealworm. Basically, it has a bacteria in its gut that allows it to take an inorganic material such as styrofoam and turn it into an organic material. And so basically they eat this styrofoam and they poop out organic soil. A third of the waste is shaping dust, shaping waste, right? And the mealworms, the living earth systems, that's that solution. The other 2/3 is all from the glassing and the excess resin, stir sticks, gloves, squeegees, brushes, all these things add up. So what we have here is our production waste. We call this our shred, and it is literally densified surfboard production waste. We upcycle it, a shreddy coaster, right? There's another coaster. Like we did a yellow board, you can see it right there. This is a construction grade tile.
There's no better example of that transition, that movement, than Earth Technologies and Ryan Harris's shop.
It's in the name. We use sustainable materials from the planet to make the boards a higher performance product.
It is so great to see our community take care of each other both locally and globally. Hugs. All right, we are just getting started now. A new workout that's good for your booty and bum. Baby got back. Plus, the local entrepreneur making masks she hopes will inspire other women who want to start a small business. And inside the Grammy Museum, the deets on the virtual tour that really hits a high note. LA Unscripted, we are off the charts. While California and the world will never be the same, we want to help bring back some normalcy, plus a little bit of safe fun into your lives. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Dana Devin, and we here at LA Unscripted are in this with you. That means we do, try, and experience everything we feature. And now Liberty Chan is up in this Healthy Vibes.
All right, guys, I'm ready to work out the peach. Bunda is Portuguese slang for butt, so we just picked a fun name to center a workout around the glutes. The whole science behind Bunda is that if you train your lower body often, you're going to stimulate a full body change. The glutes are the largest muscle in the body. If you train the largest muscle in the body, you're going to stimulate more of a metabolic effect than anything else, and you'll see a total body change. Even if you want to see result in your waistline or upper body, training your lower body the most frequently is going to give you that change that you need. This workout is backed by science, and we made it so that it's extremely effective. I have a big background in personal training, and I wanted to bring something that was super effective and results driven to group fitness. Pre-COVID, our workout was half Stairmaster and then half strength training on the floor. You'd alternate between the two. There's 3 rounds of that. During these COVID times, we've taken our business up to the roof, and we've pivoted our workout to just feature strength training. And then we add in little bursts of cardio with some jumping. We take it a little bit more circuit style training, so we move through the exercises a little bit quicker certain days, so people still get that cardio effect as well. We're following all the measures that you should be following, and hopefully we'll get back into the studio soon. Send us an email and you can get 20% off of your first package. So the email would be info@trainbunda.com. If you email us, say you watched the show, we'll give you 20% off.
Aw, my little Lib is strong and beautiful. All right, now Megan Tellis is here to keep us in the know about how one small business inspires other local entrepreneurs not to panic during this pandemic.
Of course, when I think about it, I'm like, none of this would have happened without the pandemic, right? I'm AHIDA CORREALE, and I'm the owner and founder of AHIDA CORREALE. There was never really a moment where I was like, oh, let me start a business. March 2020, their schools are getting canceled. My husband's telling me that he's no longer going back to work because he's going to be working from home. Everything is just so uncertain. In the middle of April, I remember I have this ongoing thread texting these moms about how I don't have an N95 mask. I'm very crafty. I come from this fashion world. I love to sew. My mom taught me how to embroider, and I have a sewing machine. What did I do? I went upstairs. I brought down, some fabric. I had denim fabric laying around. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna create a mask. I wanna make these people laugh on my thread. So I took my embroidery thread and I wrote back off. My sister was like, send me one because I'll put it on social media. So the next thing, we put the mask on social media and people go crazy. Then I've got all these DMs from people that want this mask. We've had, requests from celebrities, Julianne Hough. Then I get a DM from a Bloomingdale's buyer. We'd love to buy it. And then all of a sudden I get an email from them and they're like, AHIDA CORREALE has been set up as a vendor for Macy's Inc. I think that if there's anything that will inspire other women is take what you love and just do it, full force. If you're passionate about something, it'll be successful and you'll be happy with the outcome.
We're in your home office and you're gonna teach me.
I am. I'm gonna put you to work.
How to self-embroider these masks. I'm just gonna warn you, it's not gonna be that good.
We are going to design what your mask is gonna say. These are handmade, it takes time to make them.
And this isn't easy. Look at this poor mama bag.
There you go, see, you did it.
Mama
Beautiful.
bag. Thank you so much for taking the time to tell us your story.
Okay, so let's review. Lib bringing in the muscle, Megan keeping it real about businesses. And remember how I said we try everything we do? Well, what do I bring to the table today? A cocktail machine. Cheers, I win. Nothing says New Year's like bellying up to a bar, but unfortunately, some bars still aren't open, so we made our own bar right here.
Bartesian is an easy way to have a great cocktail at a push of a button. We've taken out the guesswork of mixing. We've taken out the problem of, do I have the right liqueurs, the bitters, the juices?
Right. The drink mixes come in these cute they're almost like little storybooks, right? It has never been easier to make a Cosmo. Carrie Bradshaw would love this.
It's similar to a lot of the coffee makers that people are used to. And then these capsules contain all the bitters, liqueurs, and juices in non-alcoholic form. No artificial colors or flavors. Real liquid, real ingredients that we source from around the world to perfect that cocktail. We were a tiny startup launching in 2019, a team of 5 or 6, and we got the call. They told us, hey, by the way, you're shortlisted for Oprah. And then next thing we know, we were named on a favorite things list.
So this is the Classic Collection cocktail mix. It's got a whiskey sour, margarita, old fashioned, Long Island iced tea, cosmopolitan, and Uptown Rocks.
The bartenders are still the pros. We work with them to get the best cocktail recipe, and then we make sure that all those great ingredients get put in this capsule. So what Bartesian does is you load your own spirit in here. So it's clearly marked on the glass reservoirs: whiskey, vodka, tequila, rum, gin. And then there's a water source in the back. Now this is the real cool part where you get to really be a part of the process. And so it says, you know, what strength do you want your cocktail? You want a light?
Strong.
Strong, I like it.
Wow, this is a good margarita. I'm ordering one of these. That helps me make it through. So what helps you make it through? We want to know. And coming up, the deets on the Grammy Museum's virtual tour, plus what's for dinner. Jessica Holmes is always here to help. LA Unscripted, we'll be right back. Okay, so what is the soundtrack to your life? By the way, I just asked the crew what mine should be, and they said the theme song for Golden Girls. Rude. Meanwhile, Doug Kolk joins us now with the deets on a rockin' virtual tour just for you.
To survive in these times as an arts museum, it can't be business as usual. That's why when the pandemic struck, the Grammy Museum went digital. During this whole pandemic, the Grammy Museums had to go through this adaptation phase. Tell me a little bit about that.
We've had to adapt 100%. So what we did is we created Grammy Museum at Home. We started by celebrating some of our past exhibits that were in the museum. So we dug into our archives, pulled out amazing pictures of the artifacts that we had, really wrote a new narrative to tell a story of a lot of those exhibits, and we've been releasing them every Friday. I think the most recent one that we've released is about Cheap Trick, and who doesn't love Cheap Trick? Nat King Cole, we actually installed that exhibit right before we closed down, and so I don't think anyone's actually seen it yet. That's why, darling. We're really kind of cross-genre. We celebrate all genres of music. And we do that through our exhibits, we do it through our education programs, and we do it through our artist programs as well.
When you talk about the Stream Collection Live, I'm a guy who loves to watch live concerts. I mean, this is for me.
We have more than 3,000 hours of content, artist interviews, artist performances that has really never been released.
You have this archived database of live concerts that nobody else has access to.
We have more than 1,000 of these programs, and it's not just the concerts and the performances, which are awesome, but it's also the interviews.
But it's a big room, you gotta fill it up.
Totally. You're trying to connect with the people in the back.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do 45, 60-minute interviews that are very in-depth about the creative process and how artists actually create. It's amazing content.
And then finally, Education at Home.
When you click on Education at Home, you can see Songwriting 101, Music Production 101. There's actually lessons about networking. And Education at Home really is lesson plans for teachers, for students, even for parents to do while students are home to learn about music education. Our doors are closed, but our mission's open. So it's critically important that we release exhibits at home, we release our programs at home, and we release our education at home, all with the goal of maintaining engagement and excitement all around music.
That Dougie Fresh, you know, he really gets around. But you know where you can always find the gorgeous Jessica Holmes? In her California kitchen.
We're going retro today. I'm doing a beef stroganoff. Cut this into bite size. I'm gonna get my cast iron skillet going on like a medium-high heat. Because I'm gonna cut off, if there's any real fatty bits, I'm gonna get rid of that. This is a clean hand, so I'm gonna hit it with some salt. Now my cast iron skillet is, you want it to be hot because you want to get a good sear on the meat. You want it to get nice and brown. I'm gonna put just a touch of olive oil, some pepper. And you don't want to crowd your pan. Make sure everything has room. Egg noodles. This is your classic stroganoff, the wide egg noodles. So first, I'm gonna take my steak bites out. They're nice and browned. And we'll get a half an onion in there. Onion going in, and then season every layer. So salt, olive oil, and about a medium heat. So these are going in with my onions. And keep adding more oil if you need them. Mushrooms soak everything up, so if you need a little more olive oil. Our mushrooms are just about cooked. I'm gonna chop up 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. Garlic in. And then my water's boiling, so I'm gonna get the egg noodles in. I'm gonna put a big pinch of salt in. You wanna flavor your water. In those go. I'm gonna add some flour because I'm gonna wanna thicken the sauce. So to that, some beef stock broth. To flavor our sauce, a little Dijon. I would say a teaspoon and some Worcestershire. Just to give it all this deep kind of flavor. A couple of glugs of that. Now the sour cream, I'm gonna turn the heat off because it could, if you boiled the sour cream, it could break and curdle. I'm going to do a good amount. Steak back in. Pasta's done. Right into my pan. I'm gonna let everything just come together for like a minute. We're done. My last touch is some fresh dill. It tastes like the 80s, but in a good way.
That made me hungry. Now I'm gonna go make something for the fam. Ha! Right. But come back tomorrow, we'll have a lot more cooking just for you. We'll see you then.